Greetings, my noble knights. It is I, Blaze Templar. And as you can probably tell, I'm a little bit on the ill side. There's been a bug going around, and unfortunately, I kind of sort of caught it, which is definitely not ideal, but we're going to try to power through as best we can. We missed last week's analysis, which I am definitely not happy about, but Season 2 of the Knights Colosseum has begun, and I am quite pleased with what I've seen so far. Some really awesome matches, just overall. And unfortunately, due to this gunk and pressure in my sinuses and whatnot, I'm going to keep this video very brief. So if you're expecting a in-depth analysis this week, I'm sorry, not happening. But hopefully after that, after the Thanksgiving season is ended, we'll be to a more regular schedule again, streaming the works. But anyway, let's go ahead and coughingly try to get through this before I keel over and pass out again. So, this season, as you might have noticed, there are more teams. Loch Ness Lombri's returns. They were the Season 1 champions. Went undefeated. Very impressive. Sun City Soul Rocks, they had a name change from the Sun City Stunfists, or Sun Devil Stunfists, excuse me. England Mespritz, Fluffy's back. He just changed his name. Family Guy Funny Moments is a new guy. He joined up, and he's the Louisville Crowbats. And I thought I got rid of all those errors, but apparently missed a typo, and there were two E's on Louisville. So we got that fixed. Next is the Flat Earth Birds, led by I Phoenix Sage. Then Highway Stormies, led by Paladin. Wisconsin Walreins, Dice Taco 1. Swansea City Swanas, followed by the which is led by the coach here, Slice, new coach. North Carolina Chandelures are led by Delta, another new coach. And lastly, David Beedrills, led by Reshi, our last new coach and last coach as a whole. These are our teams. There are 8 of them, I believe. Or rather, 10. Whoops! We went from 6 to 10, so we had 4 more coaches added into the... Windows. Why? Just why? So we had 4 more coaches added to the mix, and their teams are on screen. I'm not going to read them off right now. I'm sorry. Throat is way too sore to try to do that. But instead, we're going to go ahead and look at week 1, what happened. And instead of doing all the replays as much as I'd love to do right now, we're just going to talk about the final numbers and kind of what that means. So Sun City Soul Rocks against the Starmies. It was a clean 6-0 by the Soul Rocks over the Starmies. That has got to be a little demoralizing. Then we had the England Mespritz versus North Carolina Chandelures, taking a comfortable 3-0. Then Swansea City Swanas. And, of course, Swanas versus the David Beedrills, a close 2-0. Then next was the Loch Ness Lombres versus Louisville Crowbats. I am really liking to say that tonight, apparently. The Louisville Crowbats, and I don't know why the double E thing keeps happening. I'm guessing there was an attempt to edit all the issues, and when I copied it quick, it just doubled up, and so I probably have to fix more pages in the future. Last but not least, of course, was the Flat Earth Birds versus the Wisconsin Walreins with a very clean 5-0. The most dominant performance this week was definitely against the Sun City Soul Rocks and Highway Stormies. A Mega Gyarados sweep, which was pretty impressive to see. It did a ton of work. Celesteela kind of cleaned up the rest, so it went quite nicely. England Mespritz versus the Chandelures. Manaphy was the big player there when I wisely played set of tool screens from Raichu, of all things, set up a perfect sweeping opportunity for Manaphy. Tail glowed, and then with the Water MZ was able to power through things it might not have been able to otherwise, and it just decimated North Carolina to the point they just couldn't recover. So, well played there. I do think North Carolina, if they hadn't made a couple of small mistakes at the beginning of the match, it could have been a very close 2 or even 1-0. Maybe even tipping the tide a little bit more than that. I'm not sure, but I think that could have been a very close game. And really, even with the numbers, don't let it fool you. I think it was a little closer than people would believe. Swansea City Swannas versus David Beedrills. Unfortunately, I can't remember that game off the top of my head, and I'm not going to watch the replays. There were some pretty nice plays in it. Let me just check one thing. Oh yeah, Scarf Jinx came in handy in that game. That's right. That's what I remember so much about the Swansea City Swannas and David Beedrill's game. That was a pretty cool play. The Loch Ness Lombres versus Louisville Crowbats was kind of a back and forth. Was a lot of fun to see, and I can't wait to see more from the Crowbats. They may be our underdog team against the Lombres, but at the same time, it was so close. It was incredibly close. Last was the Flat Earth Birds versus the Wisconsin Walreins, and there were some really neat plays in there. My favorite was probably, if I remember correctly, yes, this team had a Scarf Cloud9 Licky Licky with the Power Whip, and it was able to take out Mega Swampert, and it was just a beautiful play. So I've got to give credit there, and I geeked out over that. I wish I could review that in detail. Maybe after the season's over. Not season for the teams, but, you know, Thanksgiving season's over. I'll come back to that and review it. But for now, that's going to be it, and I apologize. But I will see you on the next video. Probably going to be after Thanksgiving. Give myself that time to recover a little bit after catching this stupid bug and dealing with stuff. I'll go see some family, help me get out of the funk too, so. After that, I should be a lot more up to rocking, so I'll see you then. Goodbye.